Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 700 cost rated match here in the Unicorn Gundam. We're going to be on Impact site for this round, and it's going to be a basic match. And the Unicorn Gundam here is a mobile suit that was given for free not too long ago, and it is a 4-star general native to 700. So yeah, really cool to see that the Unicorn got, given free. Same case with the Banshee as well, but by the time they gave the Banshee for free, I had already purchased it from the RT store, so that ended up being a bit more like enhancement for the Banshee for me. But the Unicorn here is a suit that I just didn't have, so really wanted to try this suit out because I'm always very interested to try the Unicorn variants. Mainly because I range from either being pretty decent with them or just pretty bad with them, I would say. Pretty bad example probably being the Phoenix. I'm not really the best with the Phoenix, and after it initially came out, I stopped playing it. But the Full Armor Unicorn, that suit is really fun. That's probably the Unicorn variants I like using the most from the ones I have. And even the Banshee Norn, even though I don't have that Unicorn, the Banshee Norn, it's still a widely popular suit, so I assume it's still good. And then there's also, what am I missing? The regular Banshee, the Raid. The Raid Banshee is also really good. I also do really like using that one as well, and it's another one that I think has also been popularly used lately. Again, because that one, alongside the Unicorn, I should say before the Unicorn, that one was also given for free, so I'm not surprised that there is a bit more of an abundance of them. But the base Unicorn here, I'll do a little quick rundown of, the nitty-gritty here, because, if I spent the whole time going in-depth of the Unicorn's kits, this probably would take the whole video. So the Unicorn, you have 3 forms. You have the regular form, the NTD form, and then the Awakened form. When you're in the regular form, you have a Beam Magnum, a single Beam Saber, Head Vulcans, a Shrapnel Bazooka, and a Shield. And your stats are pretty basic. The Unicorn in this form does focus more on range though, so really emphasizes using, like the Beam Magnum and the Shrapnel Zook. But when you go into NTD, you gain increased skills and increased stats, so, you get some better skills and stats that, improve your performance. And then you also get some swapped and new weapons, so your single Beam Saber changes for a pair of double Beam Sabers, and you also gain a Beam Tonfa. And on top of that, your range damage that you had, your range boost, a lot of that switches to melee damage, so you go from being a more range-focused general to a melee general, and it's a very interesting concept that I think works really well for the Unicorn. I do think that's always been one of the strengths with this suit, is really just how much melee damage it can do when you go into NTD. And you also have the Awakened form as well, which is what I am currently in, and this does decrease your attack damage, but it does give you some of your HP back, as well as you keep the kit from the NTD form. So, it's still a pretty nice form to have, especially if those are the weapons you prefer using for the Unicorn, because the melee weapons are really nice. You see, like, the Beam Tonfa has some pretty nice range, and also some nice damage as well. And the same thing goes for the double Beam Saber as well. Now, with all that I'm saying here, how much I'm praising the suit, I do think that it unfortunately kind of falls behind a lot of the current suits that we have today. 700 is just filled with so many, not even just Unicorn variations, but so many other 4 stars, and even 5 stars now with the Z and the Penelope being added. So there's just, a lot more than there used to be that the Unicorn now has to deal with. And as much as I do like the base Unicorn as well, I don't think it's necessarily my favorite Unicorn to use. I do think that goes to the Full Armor Unicorn. I really like the Full Armor. I think it's a really nice suit with its kit. And I think, that one also, I think, sticks more to the ranged loadout, which I think has always been a bit more of my playstyle in GBO2. I do like using a lot more range-based suits, or even just hybrid suits that can be range and still have some form of decent melee. I play a lot of suits that are kind of like that, so no surprise with the full armor unicorn that would be a favorite of mine. But the regular unicorn here, I still think it is a good suit overall. I think it has some pretty good things going for it, especially now with the Kshatriya repaired with its skill where when it dies, you gain instant NTD, or if you're already in NTD, you pretty much, I think, gain instant awaken. It says it decreases the time. I think every time I've had it pop up, I think my awaken would just pop up immediately. So, could have just been since I was already in NTD. But that suit being around, and also some of the other unicorns as well, I think also kind of have a similar effect. You do get some benefit from playing the base unicorn if, say this is the only version of the unicorn you have, and you have a team comp that's like that. There are some advantages that you can make, use of, and I do like its overall kit. Again, with the more range base in its normal form and the way it goes to melee, I do think it's a pretty smooth transition from each form, and really they do give you quite a good kit for both forms when it comes to really trying to make use of their respective forms. And the shrapnel bazooka, this is really for any form of the unicorn. It's basically a shotgun bazooka, so it's already going to be really good, especially when it comes to dealing with the Z's and the Penelopes, which are flying everywhere. If you can land the shrapnel, which is honestly kind of easy because it has some really decent range, if you can land the shrapnel, you can pretty much knock the Z or the Penelope out of the sky most of the time. So, that's a really nice utility when it comes to the unicorn here, that it does have that ability. And there we go again, the beam sabers just have some really good range on them, because I did not think that downswing on the Z was going to land, but hey, apparently it did manage to, I guess, tap their toes a little. So, I was able to get the finishing swing, and, well, not the finishing swing, but did get the downswing. And, well, speaking of swings, right now I'm dealing with this, or I'm actually dealing with pretty much the whole team right now. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my counter in time to try and counter that Zeta Gundam 3A here. But gonna go after this Kshatriya repaired. Our team has a pretty good lead, so I'm not really, sweating if I end up dying in these last few seconds here, because, it really won't be enough. But I'm still gonna try to stay back and try to just get as much damage as I can. Unfortunately, out of thrusters, so I don't think I'm gonna last too much longer. But I think overall the unicorn, especially if you got it for free, I do think it is worth trying out. And if you didn't have a 700 that maybe you liked, I do think, it's worth giving the unicorn a chance, seeing if it's a suit that, you might like using. But, I can't really complain about it, because in the end of the day, it was free for me. So, that might be different for players who purchased it or had to spend tokens in the past. Before I finish up here, though, no one on the board, but first place with 3 kills and 2 loss, and 3rd in damage. Oh, and also first in pursuit. So apparently I got a lot of pursuit assists during this match here. But yeah, I think overall, as I was saying, if you got the unicorn for free, I do think it is a nice, little gift to have. Just it's a free 4-star. Again, you really can't complain. And maybe if you already had it from something else, kind of like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it where I had the Banshee already. Since I already had the Banshee and they gave that for free as well. That ended up being enhancement points, and 4 stars take quite a bit when it comes to enhancing them, so any bit of free enhancement does help. But I think overall, this is like more of, I would say, a middle tier 4-star for me. Pretty in the middle about it. It's good, but I do think there are some just better picks nowadays over it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Unicorn Gundam here, and that's going to be all for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Unicorn Gundam. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.